Here, hold on. All right, guys. All right, guys. Happy Monday and welcome to our Monday Supervisor call. I am really excited for today's call. Shout out to Carmen for suggesting that we do this. Okay. So first of all, I'm going to encourage you guys to grab a piece of paper, grab a pen. Okay. Don't look at my messy notes, but what we're going to do today, we're going to go straight into it. And then at the end, we've got a couple things that we want to share with everybody, because I'm sure some people are going to get on here late. And that is that as maybe you don't know, okay, but Carmen and I have been investing in a program with Jessie Lee. She is in network marketing, and in my humble opinion, since I started following her a long time ago, I was like, she is so smart. That's all I could think of. She's crazy and like outrageous, but she is such a smart woman. And the way that she has built her network marketing business is very tactfully, whatever, and creating systems. And so, even though I am not an emerald like Carmen is, okay, I still love strategy. And that is exactly what she is. She's very strategic. So every month, she has a different topic, and this month's topic was on sales. And Carmen suggested that we bring this to you guys because it was such a good call. Confession, I didn't listen to it. So today I sat down, listened to it, took tons of notes, and I put together a presentation for you guys so that we can transmit, or whatever you want to call it, transfer, there we go, transfer the knowledge from us, from her to us, to you. Okay. So this is not going to be a call that you want to be washing dishes. Okay. Well, in my humble opinion, it's going to be, I'm going to try to channel her. Okay. Because she's crazy. Okay. But she's a crazy good. I'm glad you're excited, Sandy. So the first thing we're going to talk about, okay, and that is, why are we bringing this subject? Okay. Let's just talk about the elephant in the room. And that is that during these times, a lot of people, okay, are very hold on, Diana, mute. Okay. Are very distracted. Hold on. Let me mute everybody and then we'll unmute you when you guys participate. There we go. Right now, it's summertime. So let's just be honest. A lot of people are, doing summer things, and people can be very distracted. Okay. So one of the things she talked about is that write this down. And that is that you must understand the seasons of business. Okay. So you got to understand the seasons of business. So if you've been in this business long enough, you know that the first quarter of the year, you would think January is going to be boom, everyone's going to lose weight. You're going to have all these crazy sales. And the reality is it's not the case. January is still a little like whatever. People are still in the holiday. February, things start to pick up. March, things really start to pick up. April and May. So it's like March, April, May, it's like boom, it's the big wave of Herbalife, right? And then here comes June. Okay, we still got momentum going, but normally around July, August, September, beginnings of September, people are still in vacation mode, going back to school nights and all this other stuff. So there's a lot of distractions going on. So number one, understand the seasons of your business. Now, if you understand it, you can get ahead of the wave for yourself to be able to say, okay, I already know people are distracted, but here comes, and we talked about this a couple weeks ago, and that is that here comes August. People are going to start September, August, people are going to start to get back into the rhythm of things. And if you do what I'm about to share with you guys, these months, when number one, you're going to get sales right now, okay? But when people are going back into their normal life, boom, you're going to be ahead of the game versus a lot of people that are going to wait until things go back to normal. So I want you to think of it that way. Like, don't be one to wait for things to get back to normal. It's like, let's get ahead of the wave, okay? So I'm going to share with you guys a presentation. Here we go. Okay. So you guys, I didn't do anything crazy fancy because I just like to be real with you. I literally listened to this call today, took notes today, and I was like, done is better than perfect. Okay. So let's talk about sales. The first concept we have to understand, and that is that for you to be successful in any business, I don't care. She said, I don't care if you're the CEO, CFO, I don't care what position you are in your business. Sales is a must to be successful. Now, if you're somebody that's like thinking, I don't like sales, I don't like to sell, you got to get over it. You really have to get over it, because it doesn't matter if you're a dentist, you're selling your service. Okay. So everything, I want you to write this down. Everything in life is sales. And the best salespeople on earth are the children. Como chingani, chingani. Now you might be thinking, I don't want to be that kind of a pest. That's not what it is, but they are very consistent on what it is that they want. So number one is you need to understand that in order for you to be successful, sales is a must. Okay. Now, if you have some hang up, like, well, I don't like it, and you have all these negative connotations, here's something she asked, and I thought this was so great. And that is, ask yourself, okay, if you have a hard time with sales, or if you're having a hard time selling Herbalife, okay, because that's what this is, we're all about right here. If you're having a hard time selling, okay, you want to ask yourself the following. Do you believe in yourself? And I want you guys to not look at this like, oh yeah, whatever, okay? But really start to ask yourself, number one, do you believe in yourself? Number two, do you believe, okay, in the product that you're recommending? Like, how is your belief in that? Number three, do you believe in the company? And number four, do you have belief in the service that you're providing? So do you believe in yourself? Like if you're like, you know what? Yeah, I'm a great person. I'm not going to do people wrong. I'm not talking about believing in yourself like, oh, like egotistical. I'm just talking about like, do you believe in who you are? Like, do you believe that you're a good person, that you're going to do good for other people? Like, do you believe that, you know, you've got the best in mind for others? Do you believe in the products? Do you know, I'm drinking some tea here. Do you believe that this is really going to do good for people? Because here's the thing, you might want to write this down. It's your unconscious beliefs that are going to be transferred in the conversation. So if you doubt that you're going to give a good service to people, if you doubt, right, that the products are like what you're saying, okay, so don't make crazy claims and promises, right? You can't be like, oh yeah, take a shake and you're going to lose 50 pounds in a month. Pues no, ¿verdad? But if you're like, you know what, these shakes are going to give you all the vitamins and minerals your body needs, write this down, okay? Promote the benefits. Write that down. You got to promote the benefits. Sometimes we get so hung up on like, well, I don't really know what to say. Talk about what the products do for you. What have they done for others? Okay. So if you have a good belief system, number one, in yourself, like you know you're doing good. Number two, you have a good belief in the products. Like you know what you're recommending is what you're saying. Okay. You have a good belief system in it. Do you believe in the company? Like you know that this company's been around for 45 plus years. I said 40. I don't even know how many years we've been around, but it's been a long time. Okay. And we're in 90 something countries. Okay. 43. Thank you, Carmen. 43 years, 90 something countries. Like you got to have that unwavering, write this down, unwavering belief. And then number four, do you believe you're going to give them good service? So I'm going to share with you guys something. I'm going to be super vulnerable with you. When I first started my business, okay, I have to tell you, I didn't really believe in myself. I didn't know that I could do this. I knew that the products were good. I had lost 18 pounds. I knew that the company was good, but I didn't know, like, would I really give people the service that they were saying? Like, I was young. I was 23 years old. And so what ended up happening was whenever I would speak, I always doubted that I was going to give them good service. I'm just being honest and real. Why? Why do I say this? Because for the previous like months when I was first starting the business, when I first got my first customers, I didn't follow up with them consistently. I didn't follow through. I didn't follow through on my word. So one of the things I'm going to challenge all of us, okay, write this down, is what is my posture? What is the posture I have with myself? What is the posture you have with the products? What is the posture you have with the company? And last but mostly not least, what is the posture you have with your follow through? If you can have consciousness about those things, your posture when you talk to somebody is going to be like fearless. It's not what you say, but it's how you say what you're saying, right? So, when I started to work on all of that, things started to really shift. Okay. Next, some key things, when it comes to the key things to keep in mind when it comes to your sales flow. All right. Or to your sales. Sorry, I'm getting ahead of myself. Okay. Number one. Okay. So now you got this. Okay. You know what, Karla? I'm gonna, go to events. I'm on these calls so I can start believing in myself, have more posture with the products. I'm going to be more consistent with the products. I'm going to have posture with the company. I'm going to extravaganza. You're going to come back with so much belief in this company. It's not even going to be funny. Okay. And I'm going to increase my posture with my service because I'm going to follow through on what I say I'm going to do. Now, boom, check. So now you have that in order. How are you going to move your business forward? Number one, create an environment where people love to buy. And this is why Herbalife is so amazing. Okay. So for example, I know Ruben and Angie and Gigi and the whole team, you guys did this like thing at the park, right? With the workouts and everything. You guys, that is creating an environment where people are like, I want to be part of that. I want to buy. So you got to think about what environment are you creating so that people want to be part of what you have to offer. That is so key. And I mean, no tengo aquí para mentir. Like, I don't know if Naida and Julie and Noreen and Yami, and I don't know if my team is on, okay? Because I'm not looking, because I'm going to get all annoyed when they're not on here. Okay, so I'm not looking. I don't know if they're on, but if they're on, okay, they will not let me lie that when we were like in huge momentum, it's because when people would walk into our environment, they couldn't help but to be injected with what we had. It was like, they were like, I remember, I'll never forget this one time. I think it was Noreen's nephew, niece, or somebody from Noreen's family said like, oh, is this Herbalife? And I don't know if Noreen remembers this. I don't know if she's on the call, but I don't know if she remembers this, but, and I'll never forget, we were like right at the entry of registration. And I remember I just put my chichis up, my head up, tummy in, right? And I was like, yes, have you heard of it before? And she's like, oh, well, what the fuck she said, but she did this Fuchi face. But here's the thing. I was like, oh, okay, I ignored it. I didn't even pay attention. Okay, why? Because my posture was on point, right? And I was like, oh, go work out. You're going to love it. The environment was so infectious that she couldn't help but to come back. Okay, so that's what you want to create. Now, you're thinking, okay, Karla, well, that's great. I don't have a fit camp. Okay, well, guess what? Your social media, your environment needs to be that. Like, for example, when you're making your tea, you're like, like, come on, really? Like, girl, drink your damn tea, right? And if you're doing that, you can then maybe take a post after you have, okay, obviously I've had way too much of this today, but you want to make sure that your environment, I think you guys are getting what I'm saying, okay? The environment is your energy, your enthusiasm, everything that has to do with being around you. Okay, you got to create it so where people want to buy. Like, I don't know what the heck she's saying. I don't know what she's buying, what she's talking about, but I want to buy. People never want to be sold, but they always want to buy. Number two, okay, here's something you got to keep in mind. And this is so key, man. She really drilled on this, okay? Number two, know why people buy. Know why they are buying. Like, you got to ask yourself, what are they looking for? Number three, what are the objections people have? We're going to go through this very much into detail, okay? But you got to know, why are people, why are they buying? Why are they coming to you? What are they looking for? See, so many times, I know I've been guilty of this. You're like in your head that, for example, like you see somebody who's overweight, you're like, oh, you're talking about all the weight loss stuff, when all they want is energy. So you got to be really crystal clear, like, what are they looking for? Okay. Number three, what are the objections people have? These are why people get stuck when it comes to sales, because they get stuck. Now, I'm going to talk to you about what she said that I thought was so good. about objections. I'm literally going to read it word for word because this is what she said. She said, if you're somebody who's getting a lot of objections, like I have talked to my husband, I don't know if I have the money or whatever, okay? Let me see, let me admit Sandy back in. Okay, so if you're that person, you got to think this. If you're getting a lot of objections, this is what she said. It's because they don't feel you understand them and what they are looking for. So if they're like, blah, 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 blah. See, if they came to you, AKA DM'd you, came to your fit camp, came to your nutritional club, or you're DMing them and they're responding back, okay? There's a conversation, there's some sort of interest. But if they're giving you a lot of objections, it's because they don't feel that you understand them and you don't understand what they're looking for, okay? They don't feel you took the time to care, to understand them, and why they are reaching out to you. Sorry, I misspelled that. Okay, why they are reaching out. Okay, so I'm gonna tell you, I am so guilty of that because I am so impatient. So if someone's like, hey, I'm interested in losing weight, instead of me like engaging and having a conversation, yo me voy al pinche punto. Great, we got fastest, and fastest. Which one you want? Okay. When she said this, I'm like, that is so me, because if I reach out to somebody, it's because I'm ready. I'm ready to go. Like, I don't gotta ask nobody for permission, okay? But I have to understand that not everybody's like that. A lot of people want to have information, they want to be heard, and all this stuff. You're like, I just made a huge investment in this coaching thing. Like, he told me, I was like, boom, let's go. Okay, I didn't have to ask a lot of questions. So I got to remember. So if you're like me, you got to remember that people want to feel like you care, to feel like they matter, right? Tampoco don't be like going on for 5 years conversation, but ask them those key questions. So if you're somebody who's getting a lot of objections, or like, I'll think about it, or I'll tell you later. It's because they don't feel like you are hearing them or they're being understood. Okay, type of 1 if you're a little bit like me. I'm like, okay, yeah, vámonos. Anyway, okay. So another thing that you got to keep in mind, okay, is understand. So when they're conversating with you, okay, I guess I'm the only one that's desesperada. I know there's some of you Leah's out there, okay? So next, okay, so the other thing you keep in mind is, why did they message you? Like, maybe you're posting about, I don't know, energy tea kits, but then here you're talking about weight loss. Like, no, understand, why did they message you? So if you want to be more effective in sales, you got to be, write this down, a more effective listener. Okay, why did they message you? Why did they go through the funnel of whatever you have? Okay, for example, if people are like going to your fit camps or your transformational thing that you guys have going on, or they're coming to the nutritional club or whatever, right? Understand, like, why are they, ¿por qué se molesta? Why did they even bother to go through all of those funnels? AKA get in their car to go to the park. AKA, reach out to you, DM you about something. Like, understand asking some key questions, and we're going to go over that today. Okay, next. Okay. Okay. So next, what is the viral flow of sales? So I don't want to say social media because it could be different ways. Okay. And this was also so good. I'm like, oh my gosh, yes. And this is going to probably blow your mind a little bit. So just open your mind, because I was like, wait, what? That's not what I've been told differently. Okay. But she's like the queen of social media, makes millions of dollars. So I was like, okay. Here's what she said, okay? And but the first parts are super like normal, common sense stuff. And that is that if they like you, it really matters. It matters that they like you, okay? They like who they see on social media. They like who they see when they come to the nutritional club. They like who they see when they go to the fit camp. Like, that is the first number one thing, right? Write this down if you've never read the book. Cómo ganarse, how to win friends and influence people. Okay, that is such a good book. Okay, so how to win friends and influence people is such a good book. So number 1, it matters that they like you. Okay, if they don't like you, ya hasta allí, ya. Okay, number 2, the first thing that matters is that they like you. Number 2, is that you give them value. Why will they keep coming back, AKA to your social media, to your fit camp, to your nutritional club? Is that they feel like you're giving them value. Okay, we're going to go through how you're going to do this. Number 3, once they like you, once they find that you give them value, then that leads to trust. Then they will trust you. But they will only trust you if you are consistent. Now, Karla, what do I have to be consistent about? Let me share with you. Number 1, consistent with your message. Are you consistent with what you're saying? Okay, I'm going to tell you something, okay? This is no judgment, but I'm just going to tell you, this is my personal opinion. This is your independent Herbalife distributor. You can do whatever you want, okay? But I'm just going to tell you my own personal belief. If you really want people to take you serious as a wellness coach, be very mindful what you post. Okay. And be mindful what you post and how you post it. Okay. She's no longer around, so I'm going to use her as an example. I'm going to call her Mary. One of the team members, she would post like, her drinking her shake. Okay. As an example. Okay. And then the next post, she was like doing fucking shots of tequila. I'm not telling you to not have a personal life. I'm not saying that, but give some content to the thing. It was like shakes, I swear to you. And then this girl named Mary, okay, she's no longer in the business, but I remember messaging her and be like, girl, next time, maybe post a couple of things like, oh, was that me? No, Julie. But okay, Julie's a perfect example. Okay, I'm just kidding, Julie. But so it's like she posted her shake. And it's like, maybe post like, oh, I'm on a baby shower or something, like having fun. Okay, now the tequila shots. Okay, I kind of understand. But it was like literally, and she would do this all the time. She would post like, her tea or whatever, going to work out. And then the next post, así en chingadazo, was her bumping and grinding and shit. So be mindful, okay, on what you're saying. Be mindful how you want people to perceive you. A glass of wine after a long weekend. Exactly, right? I'm not telling you not to. This is just my own. You guys do whatever you want. This is your own business. Think about who you want to attract. I'm just telling you, I don't know, maybe I'm wrong, but it's like, give some content to the story, right? Because it's like, you're like, yes, we're changing the world, one person at a time, health and fitness. And then you're at the club bumping and grinding, and you don't have any like, oh, we're going out, ladies' night. Okay, pues I understand, ladies' night. Here we go. Okay, got it. But it was like, I think you guys understand what I'm saying. Okay. So are you consistent with the message that you're bringing across? And then this person, by the way, also knows the shots, was also like posting smoking weed. I'm like, okay, girl, like, probably why she's not in the business anymore. Okay. Didn't work out too well. Okay. Anyway. Okay. So are you consistent with the message? Okay. People will trust you if you're consistent with your posting. Like, are you consistent? Now that I got to confess, I got to get better at, right? Like when she said this, like, are people going to see like that? Are you posting your stories? Are you posting in your feed? Like, when they see your feed, is it like 5 months ago, the last time you posted? I'm like, oh boy, when was it me? It wasn't last month. It was a couple weeks ago. Right. So like, I'm guilty of this too. Like, how consistent are you on all the things? And then number 3, are you consistent with your posture? We already went through that in the beginning of the call. So important. Okay. This is how you're going to get people to trust you. Now, why is this important? Because when they like you, when you give them value, when they trust, when they trust you, whatever, they lead to trust, then if they see you long enough, AKA you got to keep going, AKA you got to be patient, then they're going to buy. And so many of us, I am guilty of this. They like us, we give them value, we want them to buy. And that's not the way it works, especially in social media. There's so much stuff all around us. It's going to take time. And this is what blew my mind. She said, it is after they buy that you start the relationship. And she said it. She's like, and I know a lot of you guys are like, wait, what? Wait, no. I've always been told that social media is all about building relationships And I love what she said, okay? And she said, yes, it is true. You do need to build relationships. But how many of you guys are like, oh, hey, girl, I like your shoes. And then they're messaging you back and you're like going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth with somebody who probably is not even interested in your products, not even interested in your services. And instead of constantly doing that, focus on being more consistent, being more attractive, focus on creating a bigger brand for yourself. And when you engage, it's going to be more effective. So I thought that was so brilliant, okay, that sometimes we focus more on the relationship than on building the content. All right. So last but not least, okay, we're going to go through this really quickly. Okay. How do you give value? Okay. How do you give value? Take a screenshot. Okay. You give value by understanding why people are buying. Understand what are they really buying? What are they really buying from you? Are they really buying a community? Are they really buying weight loss? Are they really buying results? Are they really buying connection? Like, what are they really buying? Understand what matters to them. Number 3, ask yourself, if I were the buyer, where would I perceive value? Like, where would you perceive the value? And number 4, what are the problems you are solving? Like, what are the things that you're solving by giving this product service to people, AKA the business opportunity, weight loss, community, energy? What are the problems that you are solving? Okay. Number 3, how do you create more trust? Okay. You got to ask yourself, why would they have confidence in you? These are questions you need to ponder for yourself. Why would they have more confidence in you? Are you holding your posture with your message? Are you wavering? Like when people say something, are you like, or are you like, because you're like, again, from the beginning of the call, are you confident with yourself? And number 3, is your posting and your message consistent? This is what's going to build trust with people, right? And then if you do this long enough, then they will sell themselves. They will justify and get the money from wherever they're going to get it from, okay? Because you sold them so well, you don't even have to sell them. Okay, so here's what so before I give you guys the assignment, does anybody have any questions? Or let me see the chat. We're good. That tracks. No attachments, consistent. Yes. Okay. All right. Oh, let me see if I can unmute you guys. Okay, so what we're gonna do in a minute, hold on, before we take you to rooms, do you guys have any questions or any comments before we break you up into groups?
I do. I missed the second. I missed the second screenshot of not the last one, but I think viral flow sales. I think there was 4. I missed the last one.
Pues ni modo. Just kidding. Okay. This one?
Yeah.
Okay. Or this one. So there's that one. Okay. There's that one. And then I'll go to the next one. Ready? Here we go. There. Okay. So anybody else have any questions or any comments? Nope. Okay. So this is what we're going to do. Okay. We're going to work on these things as a team. Okay. So here's what we're going to do. Where is it? There we go. Okay. So here's what we're going to do. Here's the first thing. You guys are going to take a screenshot of this because you're actually going to do this together. Okay. Number 1, you're going to write 3 to 4 things based on the presentation that we just went over. A lot of you guys came in late, so maybe the rest of you guys could share with them. Next time, you guys, the call's at 8, not 8:20 or whatever time you came in, because a lot of you guys came in late. So try to give the people that were late a little bit of a cliff notes on what they missed on the first part, right? Because otherwise, question number 1 might not be as relevant to them. Okay, so write 3 to 4 things that you can do to improve your sales based on the conversation we had today. Okay, so what are 3 to 4 things that you can do to improve your sales based on what we talked about? Number 2, so you're going to tell them, okay, these are the 3 or 4 things that I'm going to do to improve my sales this summer. Number 2, you're going to come up with the list of 15 to 20 power questions. What are power questions, Karla? Okay, power questions are the questions that will help you eliminate objections before they give them to you. Okay, so based on the presentation, the first couple of slides, I kept talking about like, why do people give you objections, right? And part of that is you not understanding what the objections that they possibly could have, what they are. So what are some questions? I'm going to give you guys some examples. Okay, so write these down. Where are they? Here we go. Okay, here are some examples. Okay, so for example, you could ask something. You guys are going to come up with these questions amongst your group. You're going to together, you're going to come up with these, you're going to help come up with 15 to 20 questions that you guys can each use. Okay. One person is going to be the note taker. So when you guys get together, be like, who's going to be the secretary or note taker? And that's who's going to take the notes. Okay. So questions such as this. So if I'm talking to a client, what questions could we ask? Well, we could ask, what are you currently using for your health and wellness? So why would I ask that, Karla? Because then you can understand, are they even using anything, right? If they say, oh, I'm not using anything. Oh, well, another question you could ask is something like, well, then why have you decided to use something now or look for something now? These are these open-ended questions. Another question, okay? If they say, oh, I'm using, I don't know, Candle 101, then you're going to say, great. How is that working out for you? And then you're going to ask, you're going to listen, or why is that not working for you? Okay. Another thing, for example, if you're talking about the business, you could say something like, in the perfect world, what would be your ideal opportunity? Okay. Another thing you could ask is something along the lines of, in the perfect world, what would be no, sorry, I already gave you that one. It's I couldn't read my writing. Look at, I was writing so freaking fast. Okay. But I think you guys get the idea. Like, what are the questions that you can ask to better understand your client so that we could then give them, solve the objection before they even give it to us. Okay. All right. So you guys, let's see, we have, okay. So we're going to do is we're going to put you in groups of 3. Let me see if I can do this. Hold on a second. Okay. Groups, chetos. Where are the groups? Sorry, you guys, this is Carmen's, chetos. Host only. No. Okay. No. Hijo de su madre. Carmen, can you host me? Am I the host? I don't even know if I'm the host. Oh, I'm not the host. Carmen, can you make me host? That's why. Carmen, are you there? Where are you, Carmen? Oh, you're driving. Shitos. Can I ask you? Oh,
I made you host.
Thank you, my love. Okay, so we're gonna do 3 people per room. Okay, so okay, so 3 to 4 things that you're gonna do to improve your sales, and then together as a team, one person be the secretary or the note taker and write down 15 to 20 questions that you can ask your client for products or business, doesn't matter, to help you understand their objections so that you can resolve them before they even give them to you. Okay, so 3 people go down and open all rooms. Here we go. Go down and put, oh wait, hold on. Close all rooms. Hold on. I messed up. Hold on. Close all rooms. Okay. Try again. Okay. Chetos. Hold on. It's been a while. Okay. So delete. Hold on. I messed up. Give me a minute. Okay. Okay, here we go. Now, open rooms. Espérate. Okay, hold on, okay? How do I delete this room? Chetos, add room. Okay. Hold on. Allow participants to choose room. No. Okay, maybe not. Okay, here we go. There we go. Breakout rooms. Okay. So how many are there?